And as Bill Whitaker's about to tell us, it's going on for some Chinese dancers with help from a surprising source.
American choreographer Norman Walker came to Beijing to create an original modern ballet for the Central Ballet of China.
Double tour. Stay, no, come on, stay. Don't give up. Don't give up.
The company's roots are deep in classical Russian ballet. Now it's turning to an unlikely source, the West, to retrieve its Chinese soul.
Go. And then go, pull, pa, da, up, ba, boom. Yes, that's it. Their classical ballet training is basically from the Russian technique. And the Russian technique grew up in Russia over many years and is very typical of Russia. It is not typical of the Chinese in that sense. They need, in my eyes, to rediscover the Chinese element in themselves to make it more personal. But that takes a long time. It's not exact. You've really got to pull that energy together. Yeah?
Wu Jingshu was once a ballerina with the troupe. She's serving as Walker's principal assistant.
They don't learn so much Chinese dance, you see. And always doing the classic ballets, they are stuck, restricting, all the ballet feeling, But now he wants, in this piece, is a Chinese people, Chinese dancers, so she wants them to act as real Chinese people. That's why he said more free, and really like a Chinese, you see.
Tell them, I can't get her to look Chinese. I can't. She walks like...
It's the first cultural exchange since the deadly night on Tiananmen Square. Here, in the heart of Beijing, East is blending with West. American style, Chinese music and dancers, a fragile hybrid.
Sometimes I've choreographed a certain movement, and one of the choreographers or teachers who've been watching afterwards say, we do that in this Chinese dance, and they'll get up and show it to me.
We think it's very interesting that the modern dance took some of the Chinese technique, picking opera or martial art technique with them. And then they took it and they now developed it, and Norman brought it back to us and used it in our ballet.
Plie. No releve. No releve. Just plie. Plie.
Are these dancers you're experiencing here, seeing here, are they different in any way from those in the United States?
Oh, yes. They're very different in many ways. Well, they live a different kind of life. Their needs are different. They're very poorly paid. They live together as a very close unit, a family. They have certain needs that are different. I mean, they don't have the kind of access to food that we have, for instance. And quite frankly, I don't think they get enough good, nutritious food to sustain the kind of physical work that we're demanding of them.
They have endured worse. During the Cultural Revolution, the troupe survived by adapting.
And in those 10 years, in the Cultural Revolution, classic ballets was bourgeois, you see. We're not allowed to do those ballets, so we did only revolutionary ballets.
Politically correct ballets, like the Red Detachment of Women.
They didn't have the fluency of classic ballets, you see. You did certain technique, and certain technique wasn't so important for the revolutionary ballet, so we didn't practice those movements or those steps. So you lost the style of the classic ballet.
Yes.
What are you getting ready for?
For Swan Lake.
Following the Cultural Revolution, the Central Ballet of China was like the lost colony of dancers, caught in a kind of classical ballet time warp, isolated and untouched by the modern currents sweeping the world of dance beyond Beijing.
It took us several years, once the Cultural Revolution was over, to get in and to meet this company. Because I had heard through the grapevine that China had a ballet company. But I was not...
Chinese-American businesswoman Mary Young Cantor and husband Sidney became patrons of the ballet after seeing the dancers struggling to get back on their feet.
And I couldn't believe that they danced right through that whole period of difficult time. And there they were, rehearsing Swan Lake. And we thought the world should be introduced to them.
The Cantors took the troupe on a U.S. tour in 1986. Now they bring artists like Norman Walker to Beijing.
So you see how
Less than a year after Western influence was denounced as bourgeois liberalism, East meets West on a Beijing stage. Governments call this cultural exchange. The dancers call it inspiration.
Before, we only had one window open. It was opening to Soviet Union. Now we have windows opening to the world, many windows. The main thing is we want to learn these things, also to use the things we learn to also form our own identity, a real Chinese ballet, the Chinese ballet style.